So today we've got a little product review for you. I brought my good friend Adam. This is Adam's kit. He's my Oppo. Adam's a big Trangia fan. He likes the oldie world style stoves, and he's recently bought himself one of these. This is a Trangia 25 or it's a 27. We can't make up our minds which one it is. It's one of the two. They're very similar, but this one's got the non-stick pots with it. Fine, not a problem if you you don't want to be scrubbing things at the end of a meal. So he's gone with that one. So what do you actually get in the kit then? So you get this retention strap to put it all together, and that hooks through the base of this burner support. So obviously you want to make sure this comes out before you light anything, otherwise you're going to end up melting your strap. So put that to one side. So it's all compact. It's quite, I'm not going to say heavy, because heavy subjective in it. I'm heavy, but this is what, 1.5 kilos. It's not heavy at all. I haven't got the exact specs or a set of scales on me because we're sat down my allotment. So you get the top lid, which is your frying pan. You get a plastic sheet with that. I suggest you keep the plastic sheet in the pot after you're done using it as well, because it does tend to get scratched up quite easily. The non-stick on a Trangia stuff, you've got to be a little bit gentle with it. Think about using your plastic utensils, so on and so forth. So make sure you keep hold of that. Adam's got a spoon which he's never washed because he likes the added taste it gives him.
I like the grot factor.
Adam very much likes the grot factor.
Yeah, you'll soon discover that when you open the kettle.
Oh, so we're about to see the extent of Adam's washing up skills. So you do get a kettle included, or a teapot. It's quite a small one. It should be more than adequate for a couple of small cups of tea. You then get this this support, which holds on to everything. Inside the kettle, you get the world's jankiest looking J cloth, which looks like it's been used for both cleaning and toilet duties. Sachet of brown sauce.
Well, you never know. You might need a brown sauce.
Adam's just, yeah.
For your brew kit.
Explain yourself, Adam.
Well, you never know. Sometimes you might have a dire bacon emergency and you haven't got any sauce to put on your burnt bacon when you go out camping.
In which case you need this brown sauce,
which was acquired several years ago from an unsolicited source of sauce.
Why has it got, the brown sauce got apples in it? This is such high quality stuff from China, they couldn't even get the ingredients right. They've put apples on the packet.
Yeah. It's still good.
It's still good, it's still good.
It only went out of date like 2 months ago, which is surprising.
Well, the amount of sugar and salt in it should be good for a good decade anyway. So yeah, should you wish, he's got some sauce on standby. So in your teapot you get a nice little, this is all aluminium, so it's not heavy. You get your lid with the plastic top on it, no dramas there. The obligatory titanium spork. This one is an Alpkit one. Both myself and Adam like Alpkit stuff. It's
the best.
Adam says it's the best. It's good quality for the money, most definitely. You don't need to go out and buy MSR branded kit or some of the more expensive brands, shall we say. This does the job adequately. You fold it out, you stick it in your face, job done. Adam's got an interesting concept of how to use a Trangia burner. He told me this morning that he's been using fire dragon fuel to get it going, so I'll let Adam have a go with that and he can show me the joys of using dragonfire fuel instead of methylated spirits. He also uses bioethanol fuel as well, the Vango branded stuff, which is quite similar. So inside it looks like some sort of nuclear holocaust has occurred inside the burner. Adam reassures me that it still works absolutely fine.
It still works perfectly fine.
Adam says it still works perfectly fine.
It works perfectly fine for doing a quick brew on it. Now the little jets and stuff may be slightly contaminated and blocked by the gel, but it works perfectly fine, and it's a lot safer, to be honest, than using ethanol, which tends to leak, and if some oaf kicks over the stove whilst it's burning, you end up with a trail of fire towards your tent.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah, so you've probably heard this one. We went cycle camping. We were going to go down to Land's End, and it'd been a long day. We'd done what, a good 120 miles.
Yeah, I think so.
And I set my stove at the Trangia. I've got my Swedish military one, and I used the top pan and I didn't realise that the top pan gets extremely hot. You remember I demonstrated using sticks on that. I didn't use sticks, I tried to use my sock, melted it onto the pan, which yeah, wasn't brilliant. And then to compound it, I then accidentally booted the stove over onto the dry grass and set the grass on fire in the campsite. So
it was an excellent day of cycling.
it was brilliant. Yeah, we're both absolutely chin strapped and tired, and then I set the campsite on fire. So yeah, one to bear in mind when you're using your Trangia when you're tired, don't kick it over.
And top tip, make sure you buy food before you get to your place, particularly on the Sunday after you've been cycling for 120 miles. So when you get to your campsite about 7 o'clock at night on a Sunday, there's nothing open at all. He probably tell you firsthand how it was begging for baked beans.
Yeah, I had to put on my best sad face, and I had to go around caravans, tapping on caravan doors and begging. Well, we did alright out of it in the end. We had several tins of baked beans and a whole loaf of bread, so yeah, we had some dinner, and that was the main thing. But yeah, it was poorly organised, shall we say. And we did rock up at one site, and I said, oh, is there a pub anywhere close we can get something to? Oh, there's one about 10 miles down the road. Well, 10 miles after you've just ridden over 100 miles is it's an eternity away. Moving on. So you get a plastic bag to put your burner in. That should stop any slight leakages you may get from your burner. Vapour, so keep hold of the plastic bag.
Make sure you put a hole in the bottom of it.
Why is that?
So the stuff leaks out into your containers.
Oh, yeah.
As that one does.
Yeah, it's Adam. So the bag is now superfluous because it's got a hole in it. Adam's just keeping it for nostalgia value, I think. So you get a pot grabber, no dramas with these. This is the better version of the two. If you buy the Trangia Mini, it's literally just a small piece of spring steel, which it will get the job done, but this is, I would suggest, far more sturdy and up to the task. Okay, what else we got? So your obligatory scrubby, excellent, always carry one of those. An open L knife if you want to slash your wrist rather than clean your pots after cooking in them. And then you get this, which...
It's reasonably clean.
I mean, yeah, it looks like Time Team dug it up, but again, Adam assures me it's fit for use for human consumption. So that's your little kettle thing. You're going to get a couple of little brews out of that. Let's just put all that back in there for a minute. Ooh. Okay, J-cloths, never underestimate J-cloths. I'm with Adam on this one, always carry J-cloth. They're good for cleaning, they stop your pots and pans rattling, and interestingly this one's crispy enough to have held its shape in a perfect circle, so Adam's sort of made that custom fit. Okay, in your stack, your Russian doll stack of pots and pans, these are the high quality pots. These have got non-stick on them. It's actually quite a good non-stick. You can feel quite a bit of texture on that. So I would have no issues whatsoever cooking this, provided I use the plastic utensils. Again, you get your basically, whoops, drop one. You get your pot and you grab hold of it like that. You drop the other one and dent it so it never fits back together all in one piece again. So you get two of those. Okay, this is
windshield.
This is the windshield. Adam, how'd you use the windshield? Does it go like that?
Yeah, those two marry together in harmony. In perfect harmony, as always. They may be slightly dented from being on the back of a motorbike. The motorbike was not involved in any accidents whatsoever.
So it does go together, apparently.
Yeah, slightly misaligned. There you go.
Slightly misaligned. Oh, brilliant. Okay, cool. So that's it then. So your burner sits, where are we? In there. And there you go. It's off the ground. It's got good airflow around it. And then you've got these pot supports.
Which, if you've got a big pot, you flick them out that way. Now, if you're using a little kettle, you flick them back in. So.
Okay. So even with these pans, there you go. What, down or?
Like flick them anyway.
So you just go like that. So there you go. That's quite a good setup. It's properly windproof as well, isn't it? You've got loads of wind protection for your burner, so you're not going to get your flames dancing about on the piss, which, yeah, absolutely fantastic. I thought this was a colander. I thought this was strange spaghetti when I first saw these kits, because I'm an idiot. But no, it does go together like this. And then, again, if you want to use your kettle, should you dare to use the kettle in its current state. Again, that just sits in there as well. It affords it a load of wind protection, and that's happy days. So what Adam's going to do in a minute, he's going to set it up with his bioethanol fuel.
And we're going to have a race.
And we're going to have a race, because I brought my Jetboil, which is more Jetboil clone, which I reviewed about a week ago. Yeah, watch this space, see what happens. Bear with us 1 sec, we'll get you set up. So Adam's having a bit of a mare getting himself set with his kit. Meanwhile,
no mares at all.
Meanwhile, I brought the little Jetboil clone, which you've all seen, well hopefully all seen by now. Adam's really going for it. It's a race to the finish. He's really struggling at the moment. So I grab my pot, shake the contents out. So, right, hang on. Okay, so I just need the burner and a cup. And some gas, obviously. Adam's got his lit successfully, and it's going. So, come on Adam, put your water in. Get it going. What time we got? You got a timer on your... It is 11:59.
Well,
11:59.
have you got a calendar on you?
Well, yeah. You may need a calendar for Adam's Trangia. It's a bit of a slow old beast. So I'm just going to whip the burners together on mine. Job done. Again, I think we all know which way this one's going to go. How much water does your kettle hold, Adam?
A kettle's worth.
A kettle's worth of water. So I tell you what, to make this fair, so we've got an equal amount of water. We'll pour Adam's.
Oh, what the fuck, man!
We'll pour
fucking ages to fill that up.
So we'll pour Adam's kettle in, which comes up to just shy of 900 ml. So if you want to,
yeah, we'll make sure this goes all the way to the top of this kettle, eh?
I've got some more water there for you as well. So Adam's is already on the go.
See, and
I've not even lit mine yet.
Probably noticed there I've pre-warmed Keith's water for him to give him a slight advantage.
Yeah, Adam's given me the advantage straight away. There you go, mate. That's really what.
Cheers.
So if you want to put your lid on to increase your boil time, or decrease your boil time, should I say. I'm just going to get myself, let's drop you down on the old tripod so you can see the magic unfold. If my tripod will fold up, there we go. Need to put some lube on the legs. There we go. Apologies for the shaky camera. Right, so Adam's is sort of going. Let's get mine going. It's just
one little tip. Never put your hand there to check if the flame's on.
Yeah.
You might not be able to see it.
Okay, gas fully on mine. Let's put the lid on it just for shits and giggles. There we go. Get rid of that spider. So mine's quite, I would suggest a lightweight kit. Adam's isn't heavy. Adam's would be, I don't know, I'd say more beneficial if you're planning a trip, a long distance trip. Just because gas runs out, gases or gas stoves now have got moving parts that can fail, parts that can block and clog. Trangia is tried and tested, it's still around for a reason. It's just idiot proof kit. All you need is the burner and your pots and you're away. As long as you use it within its intended purpose, use the windshield, I think you'll be alright.
You can get a multi-fuel kit for it as well.
Multi-fuel kit?
Yeah, so you can convert that to a gas one if you wanted to.
Yeah, so you can get gaskets for it as well. Ooh. Lovely fags.
Lovely fags.
Yeah, so you can get the multi-fuel adapter, so that's going to cost you about, what, 35-ish?
No idea.
No idea.
Have a look on Amazon.
Have a look on Amazon. The last time I checked, they were about 30-35, I believe, for the conversion kit. Which, you know, you pay your money. If you want the best of both worlds, I suppose you carry the burner and you carry the brass burner as well, I would imagine. Okay, so the time is 12:02. No signs of life from the kettle. Mine, on the other hand, we're getting some bubbles. I think mine's nearly done actually. Let's give it a few seconds more and we'll hopefully get that lovely rolling boil which Jetboils are so famous for. So again, if you just want to get your water going quickly, Jetboil's the way forward. If you plan on doing some semi-decent cooking, Adam's.
It's getting there.
I mean, there's some like black bits floating around, and I don't know if they constitute as bubbles or whether it's in its self-cleaning mode or what. So we're getting quite a few bubbles on the old cheapo Jetboil. I'm just going to give it, I don't know, I reckon 30 seconds. So it's taken about 4 minutes. The water that we've put in the pots came out of my fridge as well, so it's got that contaminant. It's not room temperature water. So again, this isn't a massive comparison. This is just more of a me and Adam out having a bit of a giggle, having a bit of fun. Okay, I reckon that's good enough for a cup of tea now. Loads of steam coming off of it. Okay, I'm going to call mine done. That's good enough for a cup of tea. And the time is 12:04. So between all the messing about, farting about, it's taken about 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes. So you can put the lid back on if you want, just to get it really going. Again, I'm very impressed with the Have a Brew bundle from Planet X for their money. I think 35 quid is yeah, it's really good value for money. Okay, I'm going to call that done.
How easy is it to kick over when it's on the floor?
Yeah, so it shouldn't be too difficult to knock over when it's full of hot water.
Look at that. Steady.
Adam's is rock solid.
Yeah, look. See?
It's I mean it's
It's slowly acquiring more heat.
like I say, I think we've got, is that a dead bug in there?
The cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast.
Yeah,
That might be, yeah.
Those bits out.
Yeah, we can filter those bits out. So Adam's cooker's moving, best be described as at a glacial pace. So if you are planning on stopping for a cup of tea, you might want to get your tent up for the night as well. But if you're in no hurry, you know, this might be fantastic. Is your burner gone off or is it still going?
Still going.
The burner's still going, we're still getting flames.
Safety 101.
It looks like
Make sure you put your hand near the flame.
yeah, make sure you put your hand near the flame just to double check. It's fine if you're me and you've got asbestos hands. So what we'll do now, we'll cut the camera quickly and we'll come back when Adam's kettle boils. If it boils, I don't know. We'll come back to you in just a minute. So we started cooking our water, boiling our water at 11:59 on my watch. It is now 12 minutes. Sorry, 12:15. 12:15. So we've waited a good 15 minutes.
Not too bad.
It's not too bad. No. There we go. We've got bubbles, and if I put my finger in there, put my finger up its arse. That is, I would suggest, actually hot enough for a cup of tea. We're not looking to boil the world. I would say that is enough for a decent cup of tea. Nice. We've still got fuel in the burner. Let's have a look. We've still got some. I'm not going to get you too close to the camera because I'll melt the lens. You can see down the bottom you've got some sort of vile ooze still burning away. It might be self-cleaning itself, I don't know. Possibly not with after the last show, what we did. So a few thoughts then, a few closing thoughts on the Trangia 27.
Awesome bit of kit. You can cook a full meal off of it.
You can live on it, but it tastes like shit.
As well as boil the kettle.
So you can boil the kettle, yeah. You can obviously do a full meal. I think it's more versatile. Most definitely, yeah. This is on a serious note. This is more versatile than just having the cook cup on its own. Like I said, mine's got the additional ring, so you can put pans on it as well. But Adam's nest together quite nicely. It's all self-contained. Once you you jenga it all back together again. Again, it's not heavy. You know, if people are complaining saying it's a heavy bit of kit, I think you should be going to the gym a little bit more often, to be honest. I mean, I managed to cart around my 20 stone frame, so I think a couple of kilos extras, you know, it's like chucking a deck chair off the Titanic. It's not going to make a lot of difference, is it? In terms of cost, the 27 or the 25, we haven't made up our mind. We couldn't even make up our mind if it was genuine Trangia at one point because we couldn't find a number. It's got a Trangia logo on it. It might be a Trangia, I don't know, but no. Adam assures me it's the genuine article.
The genuine one.
He got it from Guy Outdoors and they're pretty legit. So yeah, nice bit of kit. It's well windproofed. You can use it anywhere. Maths is cheap. You can use. Adam's been using Dragonfire fuel, also bioethanol fuel with it as well. I don't know the long-term effects that's going to have on his burner in terms of it wicking and so on and so forth. You might just be able to scrub it out. I don't know, but Adam's gone with that option.
Yeah, it seems to be alright.
Seems to be a little bit. Well, it doesn't stink like meth does.
Yeah, it's a little bit blocked in some of the jets.
Yeah, so he's blocked a few of the jets. You can use. So this is what Adam's got. You've got this child-sized portion of Vango biofuel.
Travel size.
Travel size. Sorry, yeah, not child size.
They do it in bigger sizes.
They do it in bigger sizes. So it's a DAV recommended kit. It's also endorsed by the Scouts as well. So you can't go too far. And the reason I would imagine it has been approved by DAV and Scouts is because it's an inherently safe product to handle. You're not going to taint your pots and pans. If you do knock it over, it's not going to spread quite as bad as methylated spirits will. It's also, I don't know, being gel, it's just you're going to be able to squeeze it out a little bit better. You're not going to spill it all over your fingers by accident and then go to ignite it only to set your hand on fire as well. This stuff, it's quite, it's quite well contained within itself. It'll just ooze out as a blob and catch fire that way.
It's more for if you were cycling or motorcycling.
Yeah.
Because it's in a packet that forms to your luggage space, it's easier rather than having a big container or a bottle.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it so much either. Just sling it in a backpack or like on the box on the back of the motorbike, and that's it.
Horses for courses. I say the Trangia is the more versatile, consistent of the two, quite easily. Yeah, if you want to make a fry up with that, you're going to be able to make a fry up on that, no dramas at all. Mine is, I mean, you can reheat things like tins of baked beans. You could probably do a packet of noodles in it, not a problem. But it is more geared towards one person, I think. Even though you can hold a litre of water, so you can definitely get, several cups of tea, 2 or 3 cups of tea to share around. It is more predominantly for single man use, for sort of boiling the bag rations. I mean, if you're in the forces, you've got very, very limited time. Most of the time, you probably haven't got time to heat your meal up. But if you do get the odd sort of 10 minutes break, you can easily bosh that out and you can fire it up and boil it in 5 minutes, and you've got some hot food shoved down your neck. So yeah.
Another key thing to note is the actual noise. That there is virtually silent, whereas yours sounds like a fucking rocket taking off.
Yeah, mine does sound like it's about to get into orbit. I'll give you that. It is a noisy bit of kit. I wouldn't say it's as noisy as my MSR Pocket Rocket 2, which is incredibly noisy for a stove. But yeah, it is noisy. You are going to notice. People are going to notice you using it. Whereas the Trangia, it'll just sit there bubbling quite happily to itself, silently. So if you're on some sort of, I don't know, stealth mission where you've got 2 hours spare to make a cup of tea, then you could quite easily get one on the go with the Trangia. Whereas you probably get caught by the enemy using mine. They'd think an F-16 was coming up behind them or something.
If you're camping where you shouldn't be camping, then
so if you're stealth camping,
less noise, less noise is
let's face it. Yeah, if you are going to be making a cup of tea, then you are going to be camping. So yeah, that is a good point to make. Yeah. Anyways, hope you find a little. I'm not going to say comparison because we all know which way this one was going to go. This is more of a parody. It's not serious at all.
Trangia wins.
The Trangia wins. So all the best. I'll see you guys on the next one.